Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow Room. And now that we've gotten rid of the big STs, the Strausses and Stravinskys and Stokowskis and those people, we're moving rather swiftly in reverse alphabetical order. If I actually did it right, I mean, I'm never quite sure, but I think I've got this done pretty well. First, I had it backwards, upside down, whatever. First, we're in the STs. I have a couple discs of Isaac Stern, the early concerto recordings, 2 volumes. Now, all of this stuff has been repackaged and re-sterned, as you might want to call it. And these are really some wonderful performances. Isaac Stern always gets sort of short shrift in the annals of great violinists. Either people say they didn't like him personally, which is completely irrelevant, or they say that, well, he wasn't as good as other people like, Milstein and Heifetz and whatnot, and that later Perlman, and that he was an opportunist and, careerist, as if like those people weren't. Who are we kidding? But these are very, very good performances for the most part. And on disc 1, let's see, we have Bach Violin Concerto No. 1, Vivaldi Concerto for 2 violins with David Oistrakh. These are mostly with Eugene Ormandy. Haydn Violin Concerto No. 1 with Isaac Stern conducting and playing, and Mozart Violin Concerto No. 3. Then we've got the Brahms Violin Concerto with the Royal Phil and Thomas Beecham from 1951. I mean, some of this stuff is obviously mono, and some of it isn't. The Brahms Double Concerto with Leonard Rose and Bruno Walter. The Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto with the Philadelphia Orchestra under Alexander Hilsberg. Whoa, from 49. The Mendelssohn Violin Concerto from 1950, and Ravel's Tzigana with Ormandy from 57. Ugh, I hate that piece. Well, you all know how much I detest Tzigana. I think it's horrible. And then we've got, in Volume 2, the Lalo Symphony Espagnole, the Bruck Violin Concerto No. 1, Sarasate's Zigeunerweisen, with the Symphony Orchestra from 46, conducted by Franz Waxman. Oh, yeah. That's nifty. And then Sibelius with Beecham and the Royal Phil from 51. The Bernstein Serenade from 56 with Bernstein. The Saint-Saëns Introduction of Rondo Capriccioso. Most of the rest of this stuff is Philly and Ormandy from 56 and 57. The Prokofiev Violin Concerto No. 1 with New York Phil and Metropolis from 58. Violin Concerto No. 2 by Prokofiev with Bernstein and New York Phil from 57, and the Wieniawski Violin Concerto with New York Phil and Ephraim Kurtz from 46. I think these are interesting and useful, I think, to tell us what an exciting violinist Stern was in the early days of his career. I mean, he really kept most of his technique until the end. In the end, he started playing everything sharp or flat or something, and it got kind of awful. But before then, he was a major, major artist, and I've kept these because it's just convenient. You get the big boxes and other boxes and things get packaged and repackaged in, it seems, ever larger boxes. And it's good to just have those separate so I know where they are if I need to find them. It's convenient. So then, after Stern, we have to do Stenhammar. Here's some Stenhammar, Overflow Stenhammar, because I have most of my Stenhammar in the main collection, because I think he's really a very fine composer. This is a very, very nice collection to have of both symphonies, the Serenade and the Excelsior Overture. Now, of course, Jarvis with Nimi Jarvi and Gothenburg, they did this all on Bis, but the first symphony was a live recording that was kind of sloppy and cavernously recorded. The rest of it wasn't, and it was very, very good. And his first recording of the Serenade is the best ever, probably. But this is still very, very good, and it's nice to have. It's kind of sad that actually that when he went to DG, Jarvi, he just re-recorded all the stuff that he'd done for Bis, which I really think he shouldn't have done because, DG wanted the repertoire, of course, but it hurt Bis, and you never want to hurt Bis. That's just a bad thing to do. I mean, they're a wonderful independent label. This is this fabulous recording of the Second Symphony with Stig Westerberg. This was the one that introduced so many of us to the Stenhammar Second Symphony, which is of course, a masterpiece. Gorgeously recorded on the Caprice label with the Stockholm Philharmonic. And it was the only one out there for a very long time that we were able to get relatively easily. It was an import, but it was available, and I've always enjoyed it and kept it. And since then, of course, the Second Symphony has become ubiquitous, or close, almost so. And then there's this one, the Second Symphony with Tor Mann and the Stockholm Philharmonic, and the Serenade with Rafael Kubelik and the Stockholm Philharmonic. This is another one of those. This is on Swedish Society Discophil. I don't think Caprice, this label, is still around. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know if Swedish Society Discophil is still around, but that's why I grabbed them while I could. The Serenade was actually an EMI recording, because I think you could get it more than, I thought it was on EMI. No, here's the EMI one. You've got the Second Piano Concerto with János Solyom, piano, and the Serenade and the ballad from Flores Och Blanzaflor, sung by Ingvar Wicksell. This is with the Munich Philharmonic and the Swedish Radio Symphony under Stig Westerberg. So this is all Westerberg. I thought it was Kubelik with the Serenade, but no, this is Kubelik. This one is Kubelik with the Serenade. So those go over there. And last but not least, in Stenhammar, this fabulous Serenade, which I got an extra one of because it's Järvi with the Gothenburg Symphony on bass. Sonically, this is one of the most amazing things you've ever heard in your life. For the bass drum rolls alone, it's worth having. And you also get that extra movement, Reverenza, which he later deleted, but they stuck it in here anyway. You can skip it if you want. This is an amazing performance of the Serenade. It's a real discovery, and it was how I first heard it. And sonically, it's never been equaled. BIS, issued like one or two more of those, but no, that one is still the hottest and the best, I think. So next, we get film scores by Max Steiner, a whole clump of them, some of which I've talked about separately already in our series of film scores, but I had maybe some extra ones and things like that, and put different things in different places, just so make sure I had them when I wanted them. First, King Kong on Marco Polo, the complete film score. Oh, this is so juicy, reconstructed by John Morgan. And then the Charles Gerhardt, now Voyager, Max Steiner collection, which is in the box of Charles Gerhardt film stuff. Just great, absolutely great. I'm going to go through this quickly because he was such a one of the founders of the golden age of Hollywood film scoring. They died with their boots on. Again, these are all with the Moscow Symphony, conducted by William T. Stromberg on Marco Polo. Reconstructed by John Morgan or restored as necessary. That's just beyond fun. And then The Son of King Kong, The Son of Kong and the Most Dangerous Game, right? The William Conrad. Oh, what a great short story that was, right? That's the one where the guy captures what's his name and hunts him and winds up losing. Yeah, it's a great short story. Really great short story. The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Oh, God, these are so famous. And classic films with classic music. Then we've got Gone with the Wind. This is the Gone with the Wind, Just Gone with the Wind collection. Not the whole thing, but God knows enough of it. How is the total here? 43 minutes of Gone with the Wind music is probably as much as most of us need. And it's National Phil and Charles Gerhardt, which is, as good as it's going to get. And then we've got what's this? Oh, look, King Kong. I think the cover's different from this other King Kong. There's the Son of Kong. There's the Son of Kong and King Kong. Where did I go? It's King Kong. I think maybe I got it twice because, yeah, look. I don't know why that happened, but the covers are different. It's the same performance. Oh, well. Yeah, okay. Kill me now. So then we have, let's see, some Errol Flynn stuff. The Lost Patrol, Virginia City, and, I love this one. This is on their horror movie thing. The Beast with Five Fingers. Now, The Beast with Five Fingers is about like this hand that runs around, and it involves a transcription for piano and then full orchestra of the Chaconne from the Bach Violin Partita in D minor. That's the leitmotif that runs through the entire thing. And I just love that. And I did a talk about it too. And I think I played some samples because it's just one of the great kitschy moments in Hollywood film scordom. And I love the way they use Bach for that. It's just so much fun. And here we've got on Centaur with, let's see, the Slovak State Philharmonic under Barry Coleman, the suite from the Treasure of the Sierra Madre, which is still 30 minutes of the stuff. And then the Charge of the Light Brigade, 35 minutes of that, 11 minutes of Massacre, and then 15 minutes of The Charge. Into the Valley of Death rode the 500 or whatever it was. I mean, no, it's just wonderful. So that's Max Steiner. And with that, we have another installment in Random Reviews from the Overflow Room, the STs. We're only going to be doing STs for, well, only one more. There's only one more ST, so hang in there. And then we get to do S other things, O and P and M and N and, great composers like Snoskowski and who knows. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.